Warning: if you might be offended by foul language or off-color jokes, now is the time to kindly fuck off.
We'll talk a little bit about Premier League right now, and then we're going to have an interview with Nottingham Forest fan Jonno. That is the name he goes by.
And if anybody knows Jonno's last name, let us know. He doesn't even fucking know.
He just goes by Jonno. That's all he said to us, so we're rocking with it. But Barry, let's talk a little bit about Prem this weekend. Oh, and then after the interview, we will wrap up with Wanker of the Week, Chris Kavanagh. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Londoner Calling Pubcast. My name is Ben Drabick, joined as always by Barry Tate. Barry, I ask it every week. How we doing?
Ready to take on the world.
That's why I'd be the best. I might be the best.
Arsenal need that attitude.
We'll get.
Back off.
Don't even give me that shit. I'll start with Wanker of the Week. I'll tell you where it's ending.
Tonight.
Yeah?
I was rushing in, so I was at Best Buy, I was taking something back, and I must have been in there 45 minutes. They finally took it back.
Takes forever, yeah.
I bought one of them Alexa things.
Oh, yeah, like the Amazon Alexas.
I took it home, and Alexa, tell her to get her tits out. Nothing. Alexa, tell her to get her panties off. Fuck all. I took it back.
Yeah, what's it good for? Did you think that it would do that?
What?
That it would work if you told Alexa?
Alexa does everything.
I mean, I don't blame you for trying. I don't blame you. That's a waste of 45 minutes, though. No, it'd be better if Alexa just did its job, right?
Anyway, so I got her on time.
Anyways, where do you want to start?
Well, obviously you want to start with Arsenal dropping 2 points.
Look, fair play. We had our chance in the second half. We could have won, but that red card is the most ludicrous, absurd.
He should have been off before that. Man's a fucking animal.
I'm being serious. Let's not take the piss for a second. That was the worst call I've ever seen in my life. Okay. Ever in my life.
I thought it was brilliant.
Ever. It has nothing to do with. Why do you even care?
If the referees got the Beyond Dior thing, he would get it this year. That geezer.
He should be out of a job. He should be out of a job. That is the.
Actually, technically, he was right.
No, he wasn't.
Why? He kicked the ball away.
Everyone thinks if we're gonna play letter of the law, right? Yeah. That ball was still moving. The free kick can't be taken. The ball wasn't on the spot where the free kick was, where the foul occurred. So again, it's not right.
Technical.
Oh, so you want to get technical? So when you get technical for letter of the law, it's a second yellow. Then I'll get technical too. In the first half, João Pedro booted the ball from midfield up, no card. So then when Rice taps it, though, it's a card. Seems a little fishy. How about some consistency?
It might look like a tap, but there was a lot of power behind that tap.
Yeah, I know. Rice is a king. He's got it like that. He's loaded. But again, the ball was still rolling. The free kick can't be taken when the ball's rolling. So if we want to let her,
you dropped 2 fucking points.
I don't care about the points. I care more about missing Rice for the North London derby because that's what he's suspended for now.
Yeah, he is actually.
I know. And that's the thing too.
That must have made him more pissed than anything.
Makes me more mad than anything. Is that so? Obviously, international break for 2 weeks.
Instead of him.
That's what I'm wondering. I don't know if we're going to put Zinchenko in midfield. We might put Timber in midfield, play Calafiori left back.
Zinchenko's not playing that great.
He didn't play last couple games. He lost his starting spot to Timber, but in the midfield, it's different than left back. He's a little more natural there. Yeah. He plays there for Ukraine. We could also just start Jorginho, push Partey there.
I don't know what time they originally had the game for, but they changed it, and now it's coming in at like 6:30 in the fucking morning.
I was working it, bro.
It pisses me off.
You're pissing you off. I had to be on an hour before the show starts, so I was on up at 5 a.m. this weekend working that game and working the whole day, actually.
I mean, for me personally, on a Sunday, I can't buckle till 10.
Exactly. So that Manchester United-Liverpool game,
kills me. The Liverpool game, I think.
That was when you can start selling. That started at 11.
No, we were okay, the Liverpool game.
Yeah, that started at 11, so you probably started selling like crazy there.
No, but on a Sunday morning you got there and fucking hell, you know?
Yeah. So Chelsea drew Crystal Palace, a team that they recently had a lot of success against.
We should have, same as you, by half time we should have been more than one up.
Yeah.
We had it under control, completely lost control of the second half. I mean,
what a finish by Eze, to be fair. The goal by Eze, he's a player. Yeah. He's a proper player.
They're buying some players as well, though. They
got Nketiah from us.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
They'll be having him and Mateta up top. Could be. I think
and someone else
fun.
They got them. I thought they got someone from Chelsea again.
They got they got a centre back Lacroix.
Chalobah.
Did they get Chalobah?
I thought he went on loan.
I know they signed Lacroix as a centre back.
Okay,
they got
Chalobah on loan.
That would make sense because they sold Anderson to Fulham at centre back. They brought in Lacroix from Wolfsburg, and then I guess if they got Chalobah on loan because Chelsea were we got Sterling now.
I told you last week I hate paying Crystal Palace. Yeah. They're our bogey team. They just seem to be. I mean, we should have done it, and we had that so many times last year where when I say should have won, we could have won. Not should. There's no should have about it.
Yeah.
It could have.
That's how I feel typically for Arsenal. It's funny enough, our last two opponents, I think Villa and Brighton, have kind of been our bogeys over the last couple of years, especially Brighton at home. Like, we just don't perform
They
well.
are actually Brighton. You don't love playing them.
And
I'll tell you one thing I saw.
Too.
I was watching, they were showing in the Paraplegic Olympics, they have a blind soccer team.
Okay.
Seriously, I'm being serious.
No, I know.
They have a blind soccer, and the ball, the whole crowd, nobody can do not talk.
Because
they listen to the ball's got a
ball.
rattle in it, so they have to listen to. I still don't know if they know where the goal is. That's what gets me. But anyway,
they have to be told.
I don't know what. But anyway, so I was reading. They got to keep the player completely quiet, and people go shh. So they're playing like that, and they said the atmosphere of it. Now I know we're saying it's weird. The atmosphere.
Yeah.
The atmosphere there, where they couldn't say a word, they said it's like being a professional, and it is. The atmosphere at Old Trafford when that third goal went in, completely the same as that. Absolute fucking, you could hear a pin drop.
Oh my God.
So
Let's talk about that. Man United got slapped up this weekend by Liverpool. They didn't look in the game. They didn't look up to it.
I thought, fuck God.
And it's at home. This is at Old Trafford. So this is their biggest game. For me, as an Arsenal fan, my biggest game of the year is Tottenham home. For Man United, it's got to be Liverpool home. For you guys, it's the biggest game.
That's bigger than Man U and Man City.
It's bigger than Tottenham Arsenal, potentially.
And I'm watching it. Do you know who gets me? And he does it for fucking Fernandes, Bruno.
Oh, he's such a cunt.
Such a miserable prick. I mean, instead of come on, let's get going,
he drops his head and pouts, and I'm all sad.
If I was a manager, fuck off. Let's get someone that's going to fight to the end.
They just extended him, and I literally texted my friends, and I was like, "Let's go! Like that's awesome for everybody else. For everybody else." Yeah. Other big games this weekend. Everton lost to Bournemouth.
That was brilliant.
Bournemouth scored in the 87th, 90+2 and 90+6.
We don't have to do Wanker of the week. We know who it is. The whole Everton team.
Maybe for you, but I'm picking Chris Kavanagh.
Why?
Are you kidding me? We're not doing that. No, you know what?
He deserved it.
He didn't.
Animal.
Okay, we'll get there after this. What a collapse!
Animal rights.
What a collapse from Everton. Just complete. You 2-0 up.
You can't be a professional team.
You're at home.
Yes. You know,
you haven't won in so long. You haven't scored a goal until this game, and you're 3 weeks in the season. This is your first time scoring, and you go up 2-0. You're feeling great, and then not only to lose, but to get 0 points out of it. It's not even draw.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it could have been 4 or 5 too, because Pickford at 2-2 made some obscene saves, like just some next level shit from him.
So people had already kept him in it by that stage,
Pickford, when it became 2-2, that's when Pickford really started to like go crazy on this. Like he made some big saves, saves, and I was like, wow, they might just hold on.
Because when you're 2-0 up, and I don't care what league you're in or whatever, and someone scores one, you start shitting yourself. You do. I mean, 2-0, you've got it like, and 1-0. I've been there, plenty of times. Fucking hell.
I know, right? You can be cruising. It's all good. It's all good. One bad bounce, they get a goal. It's there's that margin of error gone. We can't slip again. What else? I mean, those were the big games this weekend, really. Tottenham lost to Newcastle again at home against Spurs, a game that, much like their game against Leicester, if you watched it...
Did they play a little bit different than normal Spurs? Because I was reading...
They didn't have Van de Ven, which they did play their wing backs up a little bit higher, I thought. I thought Udogie doesn't do a great job at tracking back all the time.
Udogie style.
Yeah, Udogie style.
Yeah.
But they, again, watching the game, they should have been 2-0 up, 3-0 up. The only goal they scored was a Dan Burn own goal. And sure enough, bad lapses in concentration, bad positioning of the line. Newcastle on the counter again. And who was it again? Isak. Again and again. They must be sick of his name at Tottenham, because every time he plays them,
he scored a second
he's just on the score sheet time and time again.
And then I think, was it 3-0 Man City won?
Yeah, coasted.
Yeah,
Holland hat trick. 3-1. 3-1. They didn't. West Ham scored the own goal by Diaz.
They did actually.
They didn't score, but Diaz scored the very bizarre. Again, Man City never looked vulnerable. They don't. They just.
They can't win it again.
And it's crazy because Pep, after this game, said that was our preseason. The real season starts after international break. So I'm sitting there like, well, your preseason was 3-0. If that was preseason, Man United are fucked.
Yeah.
Like that was. They better hope that was preseason the way they're playing.
Can you see? I said last week. I would imagine 10 Bob's going to be the first one to go of the managers.
They just gave him that contract, and they gave him all these players that he wanted. They've spent tons of money. So it kind of feels like sunk cost fallacy where you have to ride it out with him at least for a year.
Yeah.
So I don't see him getting fired just because it's not that they just trust him with the contract. De Ligt, Mazwari, Antony, Xerxes. You look at all the players that he spent big money on. Hodgland as well. Casemiro was a big spend, and he's
even that Dillit fella. He came on. I didn't see him do that much. Maybe it's not. Yeah,
I didn't think he played great. Lisandro Martinez.
And they brought another young kid on. They took off Casemiro.
Oh my God!
But Casemiro, I was reading they've got him playing. When I say different, he's not a player. He's not a De Bruyne. No. He's not one to put the ball up front. He's a defender. He's a defensive midfielder
in front of the center backs, and he's going to break shit up. But even now, it feels like he's just below the level. I think Jamie Carragher said it: "Leave football before football leaves you."
So, and then his wife putting a thing.
I was gonna say his wife, after he has let's call it what is a shit performance again from him. His wife posts his fucking trophy cabinet on her Instagram story. It makes you look kind of look like a wanker for that, doesn't it?
I mean, I understand.
It's like, I'm so happy that you were good at Real Madrid.
You ruin all the
reputation.
Yeah, people will remember these games instead of the ones they should be remembering.
Champion or the 4-time Champions League winner.
When I saw him at Real Madrid, I thought, fuck me, he's good.
Yeah.
And he obviously is. And he still is, but obviously...
He's past it.
Well, if you're going to play it when you're that age, you need the players around you to step up a lot more. They brought on a player,
Kobe? Maino? He started.
Another one. They got another one there.
The blonde kid?
Oh.
For Man United?
They brought him on for Casemiro.
The young blonde kid.
No, the blonde one. He looks actually not so... No, they brought on another fella. I don't know who went off. It was a black kid.
Was it Kobe Mainu?
No, for fuck's sake.
I don't know.
Well, do your homework.
I don't know Man United substitutions off the top of my head.
He looked good. I thought
the game was dusted by that
They brought
point.
a couple of young players on, and the second one, that's even the one they brought on,
they went out and signed Ugarte as well from PSG. He plays the same role as Casemiro, potentially an upgrade on him. You get to see how he's going to adapt to the league, but they've already gone out. And again, more money.
How long was their centre forward out for, whatever his name is?
He was, when at the start of the season, he was out for 6 to 8 weeks, so maybe a couple weeks after a national break, he'll be back.
And even he's okay, but he's not exactly Ireland, is he?
He's young, and he's got a really good profile build-wise. He's strong, he's tall, that he could develop into something really good, but yeah, he's not prolific at the moment.
It's like us with Nicholas Jackson. I think he will become...
Yep, he scored again, didn't he?
He did, but you could have scored that.
Yeah, as a tap-in,
Yeah, that was easy.
Yeah. But yeah, they need to grow up a little bit, mature a little bit, and we'll see what happens. Other big news, I think I mentioned earlier, Sterling to Arsenal for on loan for the season. And my favorite fact, and I'll say this, and then we'll get into the interview with Jonno. Chelsea are paying Raheem Sterling more to play for Arsenal this season than Arsenal are paying Raheem Sterling to play for Arsenal this season.
It's beyond ridiculous.
Zero loan fee. He's on $350K a week, and Chelsea are paying 2/3 of it. Why would the manager
get someone like Sterling? I mean, he's probably seen...
Well, it's a different manager. The old manager brought him in.
I know that. But anyway, Yeah, but don't give him to Arsenal. Fucking... Galatasaray. You go to when you finish playing your soccer career in the EPL, Galatasaray.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. They got that.
They got Osimhen. That's because he was out of the project at Napoli.
Of course he was.
And he's got a clause in that contract that clubs can come get him in January too.
Yeah.
So
in January.
Yeah.
I know, but if they
pay the money. Yeah. So he's kind of like a 6-month loan.
Hopefully Chelsea get back in there and get it done.
Yeah.
You don't know.
But anyways, we got a great interview coming up with Nottingham Forest fan Jonno. Guys, stick around for that.
I've been on here, and sometimes I'll. Two players, Jurgen Klinsmann. I remember talking about him, and he was on my shit list because I slid across the pitch like he did once and got dog shit all down me. Remember that story?
Yeah.
Right, and then the other one was John Barnes.
Okay,
because I bought a colour TV knocked off. I got arrested for it later on, and the only game I saw on it was John Barnes playing against Brazil.
Okay.
But the other player, and this is a player I need to say thank you to, Petr Cech. Why? Petr Cech said Jonno knows him. There's an Irish fella in town, Brian Garrity. He's got an electrical company. I owe Brian money, and give him credit. The man's never pushed me for it, and he should have done. And I'll get it to him eventually. Anyway, so I've owed Brian money for a while. Anyway, so if you owe people money, you try and avoid them.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm in a store one day, and
there he is.
Garrity's in there. All of a sudden, he looks at me, he shouts across, "Oi, Cech!" I said, "Yeah, plays for Chelsea, fucking good goalkeeper." And I kept walking. He said, "What can I say after that?" He said, "What the fuck can I say?"
That is brilliant.
Yeah, he got me off of that.
All right, guys, stick around. Jonno's coming on. We'll be right back. And welcome into the interview segment of our show. Today we are joined by Nottingham Forest fan Jonno.
Get in. Hello.
Get in. Jonno, thank you for being here today, man.
The pleasure is absolutely all mine.
So Nottingham Forest.
He says that in a whorehouse as well. Get in, don't you?
Pleasure's all mine. Yeah. So John, we'll start with the very simple question of why Nottingham Forest? How did you start becoming a Forest fan?
Well, I was born in Nottingham.
Well, that's easy enough.
There's Notts County.
Well, so back in the day, I mean, yeah.
So are you Notts Forest or Notts County?
It's Nottingham Forest,
Oh, no,
not Notts Forest. Before we get fucking started. Jesus Christ. It's Nottingham. It's not. Yes. So if you're born in Nottingham, back in the day in the 80s, it was either Forest or Notts County. My family was Nottingham Forest, so that was it.
Simple as.
And also, we were very, very.
You were winning stuff.
We were winning stuff back then, So yeah.
So, what memories do you have of? Did you go to games as a kid?
Yeah, so I started going at 12 years old.
What was your first game? Can you remember who?
Well, my first game was my actual first professional game was actually Notts County first.
Oh, wow. All of that.
That was a school trip.
So it's a closet Notts County.
That was a school trip.
Yeah, the school Forest.
My first game was Forest. It was a Wednesday night game, and it was against West Ham. And this is how long ago it was. Liam Brady was playing for West Ham. It was.
Oh wow!
I didn't know it was Arsenal, but yeah.
That was like his last club, I think, in England.
Yeah. Wow.
And we lost that game as well.
I remember that. Good surprise.
So that was our first game, and then I was like, probably maybe more like I was 12 or 13, and then my dad bought me my first season ticket when I was a teenager, 13, and I think it was like £70 a year. That was.
Oh my God!
Imagine,
you can't go to a game for £70 nowadays.
And it's standing as well. You weren't sitting.
Yeah, but
and
still,
that was
for
it.
A season ticket. That's crazy.
What's the name of the ground? I can't remember.
The City Ground.
Is it really?
With the Miss rolling in from the Trents by Desire.
They called it the City Ground, and they called Nottingham Forest.
Well. No, it's in the city of Nottingham.
It's fucking confusing.
It's not confusing at all. It's in Nottingham. It's called Nottingham fucking Forest.
If you're from Nottingham, it's not confusing. But anybody else,
Notts County was before that. They're the oldest professional club in the world.
Are they?
Yeah, Juventus copied their kit from Notts County.
Oh, really? So
they didn't copy their style, did they?
Yeah, they did not copy their style.
No, we just take the kit.
So we were talking a little bit.
Hey, just before we go any further, this man paid me the biggest compliment you could ever pay before we came on air.
Do share with the rest of the class.
I gave him a Guinness. He took one swig of Guinness. He said, "That's better than Loughlin's."
Loughlin's, not
Loughlin's. Oh, is it Loughlin's?
What would you say?
Well, I pronounced Guinness right.
Yeah, more Fanny in there though.
Oh, is there? No. Yeah, probably is.
I'm not going to badmouth it.
No, that's okay. I've met Peter.
I'll let them
a few times
talk about their drinks, but I want to get back
to
the football.
I
want to get back to the football. Off pod, you talked about a game. We're going to talk more about Brian Clough.
Right.
Sir Brian Clough. Yeah, sorry, that's how he wants us to refer to the legendary manager of Nottingham Forest. We'll talk more about him.
He was never knighted, though, was he?
No, he passed away.
He would never have been, because he would have been. He was an England manager for about a week, was he not?
There was talk of him to be knighted, but I think if it had lasted a couple more years, he may have got knighted.
Brian Clough, I don't know if you go and.
Oh, I did.
But go and listen to some clips when he talked, because when he was a manager, I didn't like him because he had a horrible voice and he was a weird personality, but he was a personality.
But he won.
Yeah, it's a total prick, a bit like.
Yeah, he was. No, he was. No, yeah.
Does he? Would you say a little bit like? What modern day manager would you like? Jose Mourinho, maybe, in the way that he's outlandish with his words and kind of a dick.
More so than that.
Yeah,
more.
It's hard to. I mean, some of the stuff he used to say, he couldn't even get away with now.
Yeah,
and that's why ultimately he didn't become a England manager. That Southgate is a prime example. He said all the right things, media trained. Clough would come out, if you think you're shit, he'll tell you you're shit.
Yeah.
Some of the things he...
And also Clough, he would have attacked upper management. He would have let them know he don't put up with his shit.
So there's actually a story I wanted to tell. So before he went to Forest, I was talking off pod about this earlier.
Was he at Derby first?
He was at Derby. So he was at Derby for a while, and part of the reason that he left was one year they were scheduled to go on a preseason tour in Germany. And he said, okay, but I want to bring my family, kind of a holiday with it, like bring my family with me. The club's like, no, this is a work trip, you're going on a preseason tour, like you can't bring your family. He goes, all right. Sends his assistant, doesn't go on the tour at all. They go, you have to go. He goes, no, I don't. Stays at home for the whole tour, and that's what kind of led to Forest stumbling into him as their manager, was him really telling
the
board.
Derby County are local rivals.
Yeah.
Well, so, obviously Notts County.
I say Notts County, but still it's a rivalry.
The road from Nottingham to Derby is called.
So what was that move like when you got him from your rival manager?
Well, that was probably a little bit. I mean, I was shitting green back then.
Yeah.
I mean, I was born in '74.
So you were just a baby when
Yeah,
this
yeah. I mean,
happened,
when we won the 2 European Cups, have I ever told you that Forest have won 2 European Cups? Have I reminded you about that before?
No, I remember one. I didn't know 2. Yeah, it was 2.
What? Are you taking the piss?
Don't let him stir you up.
Fucking back to back.
Oh my god.
How many teams have won back-to-back European Cups? Liverpool, Forest,
Madrid.
Munich, I think.
Madrid
Well,
multiple
Chelsea did.
How
times.
many Chelsea have won? How many? Yeah, fuck off.
You won 2, but not back to back. Yeah. No,
5 or
Madrid,
6 years.
Madrid do it every year. Good God.
Yeah, I
so
know,
it
yeah.
feels like Madrid win it every year.
He took Derby
Yeah.
to like literally European greatness.
Yeah.
And again, it was the same story as Forest. He went to Derby. Derby were on their knees, shit players, and he made him into a world-class team.
Who was that fellow with him? Was it Taylor?
Peter Taylor.
Peter Taylor, yeah. His
He was a
longtime
genius
assistant.
It was a genius take. His man management skills were absolutely second to none.
How so? Can you elaborate on that?
Well, apparently he had different. It was a real tough character on camera, but ex-players have said how he was put his arm around players. Certain players he'd a bollocking. He'd bollock them, but then he also noticed that players who you bollocked, it didn't do any good. It made him even worse. To say that his great gift was, and it sounds simple, but if you had a great game, he would slag you off and say you were shit. But if you had a poor game, he would build you up and say you're fantastic. It took a lot of players that were down on their career.
I would imagine Klopp. I wouldn't imagine he wasn't that good with players because he was so.
He was a good player himself in the day.
yeah,
He was a
yeah,
great
he was,
player.
yeah.
He was a.
And it took a lot of like Larry Lloyd and Kenny Burns. They were on their way out. Gambling problems, drinking problems.
Did Gemmell play for them?
Archie Gemmell played. John Robertson, the fat overweight Scotsman, he called him.
Robertson's a winger, isn't he?
Nice
Yeah,
nickname.
yeah. But Peter Shilton.
Did he?
Peter Taylor was the man that saw the talent and signed them. I mean, Cloughy wasn't a tactical genius. He just,
He
play.
won 2 European Cups. He's pretty damn
played
good.
players who in positions where they played well. You had to head the ball.
I mean, who would have thought of putting Peter Shilton in goal? I wouldn't.
Yeah, he's
No.
a total genius.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when Larry Lloyd got concussion, and he told the trainer to tell him it was Pele and put him up front.
I would have heard that.
There's another fun quote I have. This is in 1972-73 when you were knocked out by Juventus in the European Cup 3-1.
What year was that?
72-73
Yeah.
by Juventus 3-1, and he wasn't happy with the referee's performance.
And it was proved that he'd been bribed.
Yeah. So he comes out on camera after the game, and Italian reporters are asking him questions. What did you get wrong? Blah, blah, blah. He just goes, "No cheating bastards do I talk to. I don't speak to cheating bastards."
Sounds like him.
That's it. Straight to the Italian media, not mincing words, just straight up, "No cheating bastards do I talk to. I don't speak with cheating bastards." Calling their media, their team, the refs, all that. Just like, you cheated, I'm not answering your shit, get out of my face, this is
That's
bullshit.
him 100%, isn't it?
Yeah, now, it was proven that guy did get paid off as well. Yeah.
Because they brought the movie out. I don't know if you saw it.
I did not see it.
Yeah, you
No.
must have seen it,
Because it's called the Damn United, because he went to Leeds United.
For 44 days.
Yeah.
44
and they
days,
were
that's
the
it.
top team in Europe, and and he hated Don Revie, and he hated Leeds because they were a great team, but he has to
You
perform
talk
our
about
time.
cheating bastards. We mentioned it before.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolute! And he went there and basically said to him, all your trophies you've won, throw them away because you're a bunch of cheating bastards. And that's what. And we're going to win it. So he lasted 44 days. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's it. They gave him an extra 43. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm
of them.
surprised.
And then he went to
lasted that long.
Derby, and then he went to Forest.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, sorry.
No.
It was the other way around.
Other way around, yeah. He went to Leeds and then Forest.
All right, calm down over there with your fucking
I
names.
got you.
I don't like their nickname. Trees.
Tricky trees.
Tricky trees.
Tricky Trees, is that what?
Well, because the logo's a tree.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what
no,
know,
I picked
yeah,
up on that.
You're
yeah.
tricky. It's got the 2 stars above it because it won 2 European Cups. Did you know
did
that?
they?
Back to back, yeah.
Back to back.
I heard they were back to back.
Yeah, I
Actually,
didn't-
do you think like
First I heard of
Liverpool,
it.
Madrid, maybe Bayern? There's not many clubs that have gone back to back.
Which teams do they play in the finals?
Malmo and
Well,
Hamburg.
Malmo. Fuck me, we could have fucking Malmo.
Yeah, but you didn't win the league, so you weren't in
Really,
that
Malmo
year.
got to the
It was
final?
back in the days where the fucking champions
I've been to Malmo.
have you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it? It's near Frisco, right?
Sweden.
Oh,
Yeah, Frisco. Yeah, it's now called IKEA.
But we're not We're not
No.
Liverpool out on the way, and they were the champions. Because there's a documentary about when England ruled Europe, about Aston Villa and all those teams. And Graham Souness said, when we drew Forest, we were like shit because they were the only team around who could beat us back then, and we fucking did those Scousers. We did them.
What was the score?
1-0 at our ground, and then was it 2-0? No, 2-0 at our ground. I know it was 0-0 at their ground.
They didn't get a single
0-0 and then 1-0.
Yeah, it was 0-0 at half time as well. Yeah.
Okay, was it really?
Damn, you know it. You're like, yeah, I got it.
He's a fucking G. I'll tell you what, if ever I'm off, if ever one day I can't do it, he can come and do it.
So I want to ask you this too. You told me earlier that you were on the field.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and?
Well, it was a midweek game. Mm. So I started going obviously to the Forest. I mean, I remember the European Cup, but I wasn't there because I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And I think we beat QPR. It was the second leg of the League Cup semi-final. Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
And we're playing QPR. And I can't remember the score, but the second leg it was like 5-2. We beat them, and we were all going fucking crazy because that was the first time we'd been to Wembley for years.
Gotta get excited.
And all these fans started going over the fence and running on the pitch. I was young, kind of in shape back then. I had hair, got shagged every night. I thought, I'm going to follow these lads on the pitch. And I'm on the pitch, I'm running, and all of a sudden you see this commotion. Cluffy comes out the dugout and starts
This
hitting.
is the manager.
Yeah,
Starts hitting fans.
He did.
I mean, I'm on about, he absolutely clobbered 2 of these fans, not just... He clobbered them, didn't he?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Because with one fan, you can see it on YouTube, he's running towards Cluffy and he hits him, catches him right on the chin. The fan's like,
holy shit.
I just got hit by Brian Clough, and he walks away. And
Never had to buy a beer.
So
It's not under the rest
I
of his
see
life.
that shit, and I'm like, whoa.
Other way.
And he got banned for, he had to sit in the stands for that.
For like
But
what?
you have to admire the bloke just for his. I
no,
really
that's
do.
so true.
He was
His
disgusted.
personality.
He was disgusted that they ran on the field.
You don't see that often. I'd say the only thing we've seen in recent memory of that is if you remember on the last day when Vieira was their manager, they lost, I think, to Everton, and Everton stayed in the league. Palace were already safe. It's like 2 years ago. And some Everton fans come over to give it to Patrick Vieira. You just fucking shove one. It's like, buddy, of all people to pick a fight with, I wouldn't choose the midfield legend.
I remember that. Those fans got away with that.
They
because I was like, God.
No, he could have. He could have fucked them up.
Cluffy was an old man back then when he did that.
You
you
talk
gotta
about
love
him
how
being
quick-
because you talk about Cloppy being a decent player. His son was as well, Nigel.
I was gonna do a little trivia, but y'all got me on this. The last goal ever scored during Clough's time at Nottingham Forest was scored by his son
See, I didn't know that.
in a 2-1. Oh, I got you on a little Nottingham Forest fact. They lost 2-1 in his
Jonno,
last.
if you're going to come on this program, be prepared, mate.
Yeah,
I don't believe that
Be
stat. Where's my fucking phone? How do you spell
So
Google?
they lost the game 2-1.
Pizza called you
It
a
was the
liar.
last game of the season, but
Sheffield
the goal.
United?
I'm not 100%
Ah,
sure.
you see,
That,
gobshite.
you don't know, but you don't know this. But I do know that his son scored the goal for Forest that day. So a really cool bookend to his story at
Well,
Forest.
Forest fan, I mean, if you were going to ask me...
Hey, Harry, you enjoying this? Who's got the biggest dick?
Yeah.
Go on, keep
Yeah,
going.
literally.
I mean, Nigel was... I mean, you've all got your heroes, but he was one of the most skillful, silky players I've ever seen. Could take a corner of his left foot, take a corner of his right foot. He doesn't look it, but it was hard as fuck as well. I mean, he scored 20 goals a season.
You don't see many players that can take corners. I mean, like Santi Cazorla is kind of the end of the list
His
for me.
vision was incredible. His passing was incredible. He wasn't fast.
He was a centre forward, though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't look like one.
I
really, did he?
think he was if he played nowadays, he'd be a number 9.
Yeah.
And he'd be fucking incredible.
Who would you compare him to in modern day? Like a Giroud, like a not so pacey target man forward, or
It wasn't a target, man.
not a target man?
It's a bit like I think it sounds crazy. It's a bit like Foden in building everything.
Oh, geez, that's an insult.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't a centre forward looking,
No.
was he?
But but we played the ball on the ground. But we never.
Yeah, you're
we
not.
Yeah.
You don't need a Holland up top to
If
win the headers.
football was played in the air, young man, the field would be in the air. That was a good impression.
Yeah,
said
it was,
that?
wasn't it? It was
Brian
good,
Clough.
Brian
That
Clough.
was him?
Yeah, that was him.
Love that.
If
Yeah.
Rome,
And everybody was a young man.
yeah, young man.
Everyone's young man. I guess.
Rome
he's-
wasn't built in a day, young man. But I wasn't on that particular project.
All right, so let's jump forward. We talked about. Did you know they won back-to-back European Cups? Did
No,
you
who
know
did?
that? Forest.
Did they?
Yeah,
Really?
back to back.
Back
There's
to
only a
back.
couple clubs that have done back to backs, and they have
Flip
2 of
this
them
fucking
things.
table over in a minute.
That's why they have the 2 stars on their jersey for
2
the
stars.
cups.
How
Yeah,
many you got, Chelsea?
they have
We've
2.
got 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took billions to get that, though, didn't it?
Well, it's taking billions and they're going the wrong direction right now. That's actually what I want to talk about. This is a question for both of you. Forest and Chelsea have been 2 of the biggest revolving doors during the summer for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Chelsea have brought in about 800 players. Forest brought in 11 this summer. You look at last summer, they had 14 new signings, 24 exits. How do both of you as fans, do you feel like it's harder to attach yourself to the team when there's so much overturn every year?
Did you just call me what?
Fans.
Well, say that again.
Fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the question, though?
How do you feel as fans of the team when there's that much overturn
Personally,
every
I
summer?
think Nottingham Forest don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
We do.
You do.
Of course we do.
But also, though, we spent 23 years in the Championship, and the team that got us promoted...
How many years?
23.
Back to back.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Wow,
That was fucking brilliant.
Fucking encourage it.
That was that was great.
So when we got promoted, it was the squad. It was one of those typical Championship squads where a lot of the players were on loan.
Yeah.
And it's like, we had to give it a crack.
Yeah.
And I got so annoyed that first season because if we'd have got relegated, it'd have been, the chairman wasn't ambitious enough.
You signed like 25 players
I think it
that
was
first
more than
season.
that
or
one,
something.
too, like 30.
It's something crazy where
We
like...
gave it a crack and we stayed up.
You signed anyone that was a free agent at the end of the season or at the end of the summer. You're
Well,
just
you
like
did
free
what
agents,
you
free
at one
agents.
point. Not that it matters.
Look,
Stayed up.
If we finish fourth from bottom this year, it's a good result.
Yeah, anything that's not in the bottom three, it doesn't matter how you got there. It doesn't matter if you got there by 1 point, 1 goal.
Have you got some fair play issues as well?
Well, we did
last year.
Not this year.
So last year they got
Just to
deducted
let
points.
you know, Leicester got...
I know.
Did you know that?
Leicester got away with it.
They got away with it. They appealed and they won the appeal.
They found the loophole though, didn't they? And they
I
used
am
it.
so happy for Leicester.
I am too.
No, I'll tell you what. No,
fuck
You're like, I need someone below us. You're like, I need
listen
someone
to me.
below us.
I'm happy for
No,
Leicester. I'm so happy because now, this year when they get relegated, they can't say it was a financial fair play point.
you
No,
think-
you're shit.
Do you think they get relegated?
What?
Leicester?
Yeah,
fuck
me
off.
too.
I don't.
Fuck Gallagher, fuck Walker's crisps.
Yeah, no. Look.
I don't. I think Leicester stay up. I think that
I'll tell you
of
what,
any team to go to, I think
I'm going
Everton.
to say they're going to get relegated. Fuck off. Sorry, Charles.
I've got Ipswich, Southampton, and Everton going down for me. Ipshit. You just hate everyone that's not Forest?
Yeah.
Real.
Quite
That's so
frankly.
real. I love that.
I've got two teams, Forest and England, and that's it. When Forest were in the Championship, I used to get so annoyed talking to Americans. So here's your team, man. Nottingham Forest.
That's a great
They're in
American
the
accent.
Championship, yeah. Who's your Premier League team? And the muscles in my neck were twitching to fucking headbutt them.
Yeah.
I have no Scottish team, no second team. I'm Forest.
And no one over here knows
That's
them.
it. I'm leaving
No
after
one
that
knows
statement.
them,
Except
do
for
they?
England, just
Doesn't
second.
Lenny knows him.
Who?
Lenny?
Lenny. And the Royal Chef. You ever met him?
Royal
Darren McGrady. He's a Nottingham
McGrady
Forest fan.
doesn't sound like he's from Nottingham.
He used to work at Buckingham
Oh, I
Palace, Princess
can't-
Diana's
yeah.
chef. He lives
No,
there.
no, it's fried
He's a
chips,
Nottingham Forest.
yeah.
He wouldn't come on the show, so we got you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
You were my first choice, don't worry.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were the first choice for
Stand
me.
up when you're talking to me. Oh, yours.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Jesus
Hey, hey, I'm taller when I'm sitting on a bar stool.
Anyway,
So let's go back. Let's get back to this season. How are you feeling about the season? You started well. You're currently in ninth. I know it's 3 games.
Listen.
It's just 3 games, but you're currently top half the table.
Yeah.
Manchester United can't say that.
What have you, 1-1 and lost?
1-1 draw
lost
2.
that,
1-1 draw 2.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it's
Listen, again, we're not gonna, we're not gonna do anything crazy this year again. I think.
Do you like your manager?
Steve Cooper, yeah, you're saying fuck Leicester. How about you taking his...
Oh, no, he's gone
Steve
there,
Cooper's an absolute legend. Will go down in the history books as a legend. When he took over Forest, we were bottom of the Championship.
No, I like Cooper. I like
And
Steve Cooper.
this is like 10 games into the season.
Yeah.
How the hell he did not win Manager of the Season? That season was incredible. I don't know if we finish
You said 17th is
17th
is a win.
We won't break into the top 10. It's just so.
Do you
hard.
think you have a chance of a cup run at all?
We've just got knocked out of the
That's it.
Carabao
I
Cup.
know. I was going to say, not the Carabao Cup, but maybe the FA
Me
Cup.
personally, the FA Cup is the only cup I've never seen Forest win. I've been to the final, the famous Paul Gascoigne final, where he should have got sent off on the fucking stretcher, a red card. Alec was at that final as well. I didn't know him then. Luckily, I didn't.
Yeah.
And
What happened? I can't remember.
so Gaza, it was Forest the obviously Tottenham, and the first 2 tackles that Gaza did were absolutely diabolical.
I do remember actually. Yeah.
So the first tackle
It was high, wasn't it?
was studs up in the chest.
Yeah.
That's a red.
No yellow card. 2 minutes later, he took Gary Charles down.
Did he get injured though when he did the second tackle?
He carried him off, with his knee. We scored from the free kick, but he should have got sent off. So I've never seen Forest win the FA Cup, so I'd like to see him win that.
You never will, now.
You know.
You never know.
Did the old-
Chelsea made a couple finals. Why can't
not?
they?
You won't.
Why?
This is coming from the man who watched his team lose 5
Yeah,
straight.
when
FA Cup
I was a
finals.
kid growing up, Chelsea were fuck all. They used to park
Whatever time
Yeah.
you grew up.
They used to park.
I saw the Save the Bridge ads.
They used to park
campaigns.
cars around the side of the field.
Yeah.
On the way to the FA Cup final that year, '91, we beat Chelsea. I think it was either 6-0 or 7-0 at the City Ground.
Say it was 7-0, why not?
Dennis Withing, fucking midfield.
really? Yeah.
Fucking Dennis White. You come a long way. But to be fair, I will say this about Chelsea though. Not to be fair, but I will give him credit that before the Russian did come in, they were on the up. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen them.
Yeah.
It was always mid-table.
It was-
I mean, I've seen them go second.
You'd had
Yeah.
won the FA. You had
Yeah.
won the FA Cup.
And that was a big thing.
There was some
Well, yeah,
success,
Cup-
yeah.
Yeah.
But let's be real, the money coming in is what really put them into that top
Yeah, you're
six.
right. They're a bunch
Yeah.
of wankers. Yeah.
Is
That's
the
what
FA
I'm
Cup?
talking about.
Is
That's
the
what
FA
I'm
Cup?
about.
It's not as big as it used to be, is it?
I would love to win the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
I still think it is. Yeah, most English people, it holds because
I
it's the
think
oldest.
it's really important. It's the oldest trophy.
Yeah, it is.
I just think that so many clubs have just Man City specifically made you think that if you don't win the league in the Champions League, it's failure.
So, and it's a cup. I mean, how many?
It's a huge
how
deal.
many fans go the whole life?
If someone that isn't the Big Six
Harry Kane's
wins
never won
that
it.
cup, Harry Kane hasn't won shit. Did you see? Actually, he won the Bundesliga
He
top
did,
scorer,
and it's a cannon.
the
They
trophy
gave
is
him
a
a-
fucking cannon like Arsenal
see that?
symbol. The trophy for
And
the
that was
Bundesliga.
for the Golden Boot?
Yeah,
Why
that's
the
for the
fuck
Golden
would you
Boot.
give that as a trophy? It's a weird trophy for a
It's,
Golden
I guess
Boot.
he's a shooter,
Sponsor.
cannon shooter,
Oh,
something maybe. I don't know. I don't know the German.
And the Germans are good at making those fucking
I don't know,
cannons,
but I
aren't
think
Yeah,
the Germans,
they had a few left
they're
over.
brilliant for making Harry Kane hold an Arsenal symbol for his only trophy that he's gotten so far.
I remember, so Brian Clough always said a trophy is a trophy. So when we got banned out of Europe, the whole of England, the English club, there was another cup. It had several names. It was called the Simon Cup, the Zenith Data Cup, as well as the League Cup and the FA Cup. And we went to the Simon Cup twice, and it was a brilliant day out. League Cup 3 times in a row.
What's that cup?
It was called the Simon Cup or the Zenith Data Cup.
And how did you get in it?
So it was the, I think it was all the divisions, just professional divisions, and that was it. It's when
Did you have to be
Because it was-
second in your
No,
division
no.
to get in it? Well, that's what I'm saying.
it was just the top 4 divisions,
Okay, just playing.
and they brought it
So
out
just like the FA Cup.
because we got banned from Europe. There was no European Cup.
It was for that reason.
For that reason, yeah.
Okay. Who
So,
won it?
I can't remember. We won it. I think Everton won it a couple of times. I think,
No, it's a shit
Yeah.
company.
But,
Wow.
so
Wow.
my point is, we got to the FA Cup final, and every year Forest played Notts County in the County Cup. It was just a local cup. The Monday before the FA Cup, it was the County Cup. It was back then. It was the end of season. He played his full team 5 days for the FA Cup in the County Cup.
That's so
None of
real.
this. Oh yeah, I'm injured. I can't play, boss.
Nah, you gotta win every game.
Fucking every player, because he said it's a cup. I want to win a cup. So the FA Cup to me would be. It's the only cup I've never seen Forest win. I mean, the last time they won
So
it.
you say Everton won that Simon Cup?
Yeah, I think they won
Really?
it. Yeah, you never heard of it?
And they didn't put a star on their shirt?
No, you only did. Fuck off it.
I mean, if I
like
was
this.
Everton, any chance I get, I'd fucking put
That's
it
it.
on.
We could have plenty of you guys start putting
But
something
they
on the
actually-
shirt.
you know,
Good God,
how
especially
many,
after
how
this
many
weekend.
fans have not seen their club win? You know,
I've never been to Wembley.
you're fucking born in London.
I know. I've never been to Wembley. I used to work on a Saturday.
Fuck off.
I
Fair
did,
enough.
Greengrocers.
So we're hoping
Didn't
for.
didn't go to the opening day, that White Horse Day. What was that?
Honestly,
Like
Oh,
1890.
that one there, yeah.
Sorry.
Did you know that's a famous FA Cup?
What?
All the fans ran on the pitch,
Yeah.
and it's
When?
this policeman. I mean, fuck no.
Just one police horse.
One police horse and a policeman, and he actually cleared the whole pitch, got him off. He's famous, his white
like
horse, he's there and he's
120,000
getting all
people.
off
Jesus
it.
Christ.
Yeah, it's famous, the white horse final, I think it was, yeah.
All right, so we do have to wrap up a little bit, but
sorry.
no, you're fine. I love the stories. So the end goal is not relegation this
Yeah,
season.
no, I think the next, just don't get relegated again, because once you go down, I mean, last time we went down, we'll see you next year. 23 years later, we're still.
it.
It is, isn't it?
It's not easy to yo-yo these days
It's-
like it used to. We see
even Norwich can't do it
I'm about to say
anymore.
we see Norwich up and down every other year.
yeah.
We used to see.
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, let me say it. Don't tell him it's wrong.
I was born in.
No
I was
one
raised
knows
in
it.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Forgive me. I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
gonna
don't
have the
tell me it's
accent.
wrong.
One of the hardest leagues in the world to get out.
Do your American accent and say Norwich. Norwich.
Norwich now, y'all.
Norwich,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't do it. Yeah.
Do you know I like it because they're trying to bring the financial district, Wall Street, here to Dallas, and they're calling it Yall Street.
Y'all Street.
Yall Street, yeah.
Oh my
Brilliant,
God.
isn't it? Yeah, I like that.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it. That's all we got.
Well, we'd have to get him back on, but we didn't a lot more.
No, we didn't talk about the 2 European Cups.
No, did you?
Did you have Forest won a European Cup before?
Yeah.
Guys, 2 European Cups, and if you didn't know, they were actually back-to-back. That's why Nottingham Forest have 2 stars on their jersey.
I've got to correct, when you said we did beat Hamburg, and Kevin Keegan was in that team.
In the Hamburg team?
Yeah.
Really? Because
he was the player of the year, what was it called? The trophy they all win for the best player.
Golden Cup. Oh, the European thing?
The Ballon d'Or, whatever it's
Ballon
called.
d'Or. Ballon d'Or.
Just call me Ballons? Oh, Ballon d'Or, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, well, that too.
So, okay. You're both all fucking soccer fans and you both think you fucking know it. What's a Ballon d'Or mean?
Is that
Ballon d'Or, it means golden ball. Golden ball is given to the best player.
I thought it was that piece of skin.
Ballon d'Or. In Spanish, oro means gold.
Wow,
So gold ball, bow. Yeah. We're going to end with that fun fact, guys. Big thank you to Jonno for joining us
Pleasure's
today.
all mine, boys.
Sharing his info about Nottingham Forest. Back to back. I'm done. All right, we're done. We're calling it there. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
And a big thank you to Jonno for being with us today, sharing his stories of Nottingham Forest. And
I'll tell you what. We've had some pricks on this fucking podcast.
Yeah, like you.
Jonno beats them all.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, you say that about everybody. Jonno's great.
I'm telling you.
Did you know that his club won back-to-back European championships?
Did they? Really?
Back-to-back.
Did they?
No,
Yeah.
2.
You sure?
I might have to go back and review
No, I don't believe that. I'm going to Google it.
I'm going to do a little more research next time.
I'm going to Google it.
All right, but big thank you to Jonno again. But Barry, let's get into it. Let's wrap up our show. Wanker of the week. We already touched on this. I know who you're giving it to. You know who I'm giving it to. You want to go first or you want me to?
Well, I'm going for the whole Everton team, and you
Fair.
have to. Okay, wankers. Because sometimes we do wankers as opposed to wankers,
No,
singular.
a team can be the wanker of the week.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No, wankers. Wankers of the week.
Okay.
And I know you're going to go for the referee.
Kavanaugh, of course.
I don't know how you can.
I think it's so
I don't know
obvious
how you
because it's
can.
the worst call I've ever seen.
If anybody hasn't seen it, look it up. What's Declan
Yep.
Rice? He absolutely
Go watch it, and if you have not seen it, take a guess as to which player in that interaction gets the red card. Just take a guess.
Do you
Just
remember
go watch that.
When Harry Kane took that penalty in the World Cup.
Okay.
And Declan Rice kicked the ball off the field. Exactly the same. They're still in the air. That's
do you
bad.
Oh my god.
Fucking still in the air.
It's more frustrating the suspension than that. Although I do think we go on and win the game if he plays. I just think it's so much about Kavanaugh wanting to make the game bad himself.
Hey, you keep saying that did you know Nottingham Forest won European back to back? Do you know Arsenal dropped 2 points?
We also picked up 1 point.
Okay. Oh, is that you looking at picked up 1 point?
Yeah.
Let's be positive, mate. No, it's good.
I'll take it positive.
Yeah,
We're still unbeaten. We're still unbeaten.
Hey, remember last year you lost the EPL by how many points?
Like 2.
2?
Yeah.
There's them 2 points this year.
I know. No, that's why I'm so upset because it's like these are the margins that we're dealing with,
hey, when you come
and
second,
that's the shit.
When you come second, okay,
league.
and you miss it by 2
We're
points,
so winning this
I will
fucking
go
league.
to that referee and I'll be on board with you. Fucking Kavanaugh.
We're winning this league.
Wanker.
We're so winning this league.
Anyway.
All right, guys, that does it for our show. International break coming up, but we'll still be here making episodes, so make sure you tune back in. And until next time, peace.